All right, so this is our dynamics project number 3 on the Trebuchet by Jacob Gomez, Joshua Pack, Albino Martinez, and Connor Goodman.
So for our project, we are doing a trebuchet that consists of a counterweight M1 and a payload M2. Our things that we have to calculate are calculating the potential energy of the trebuchet, both at rest before launch as well as the moment of the release of the payload. Also determining the angular velocity of each body, and then also the velocity of the center of gravity of the rod. Some assumptions to help with calculations and keeping the problem a little more simplified would be that the system will start from rest. G is 9.81 meters per second squared. There's no air resistance. It's frictionless, and we're treating M1 and M2 both as particles.
This is our diagram of our trebuchet. We divided the one rod into two links, L1 and L2. This is our mass M1, and this is our projectile M2. The trebuchet is going to rotate clockwise. It starts out at 30 degrees with M2, and then rotates a full 120 degrees at the release point. I solved for the potential energy of the trebuchet at the moment of release of the payload. I did this by starting with finding the torque by multiplying M1 by gravity by L1 and subtracting M2 times gravity times L2. I then went on to find the moment of inertia, and I did this by calculating M1 by L1 squared plus M2 times L2 squared. After finding both the torque and the moment of inertia, I was able to find alpha by dividing torque by the inertia. I was then able to calculate omega by taking the square root of 2 times alpha times theta. From there, I found the velocity by L2 times omega, and then from that, I could find the range of the projectile by taking the velocity and multiplying it by the square root of 2 times L2, all divided by gravity.
So for my calculations, I used the conservation of energy equation, as you see here, T1 plus V1 equals T2 plus V2. And I have the weight of A, B, the rod, along with each respective heights. And then for the final state, I used instantaneous center for the T2 plus V2, and I have each weight and each height listed there. And as you see, I plugged in all of my formulas for all the numbers, and I ended up calculating the velocity of the center of gravity of the rod to be 60.48 meters per second squared.
Okay, so for my calculations, I had to solve for the potential energy of the trebuchet at rest before launch. So what I did here is I drew the diagram when it was at rest, and I calculated each of the points A, B, and C, and I used the equation mass times gravity times the change in height. I put the datum at the bottom on the ground. So I saw, like, for B, the mass is 1,000 kilograms. So I multiplied 1,000 times gravity, 9.81, times the height, which is 4.5 meters. And I did the same for C and for A, which each had a mass of 10 kilograms, times gravity times the change in height.
So for my part of the calculations was to calculate the angular velocity of each body. And for this, I started with the potential energy equation of 1/2 I omega squared. And knowing that I is equal to mr squared, I was able to set mgh equal to 1/2 mr squared times omega squared. And from this, I was able to set omega, which is the angular velocity, equal to the square root of 2gh over r squared. And after plugging in the numbers for mass 1, I got the angular velocity to be 4.17 radians per second. And for plugging in the numbers for mass 2, I got the angular velocity to be 1.98 radians per second.
So in summary, this project was a trebuchet with two weights, M1 and M2, as well as a rod. And as a group, we each calculated the potential energy of the trebuchet at rest before launch, as well as the moment of release of the payload. We also determined the angular velocity of each body and the velocity of the center of gravity of the rod. For this project, each of us completed different parts. So Albino Martinez did the potential energy of the trebuchet at rest. Joshua Pack found the potential energy of the trebuchet at the moment of release of the payload. Jacob Gomez found the angular velocity of each body, and Connor Goodman found the velocity of the center of gravity of the rod. Since we all did different parts of the problem using completely different equations, we all had to communicate effectively on what exactly we were doing. And I guess to make it easier, the simplifications that we used in finding the velocity of the center of gravity was by using the instantaneous center and assuming that the masses were particles.